Hey guys, what's up? Dylan here, and we're playing some more Dear Esther. I think this is the fourth and final chapter, if I'm not mistaken. We have just emerged from the cave and are continuing on in the quest to find and the quest to reach the aerial.
I wish I could have known Donnelly in this place. We would have had so much to debate. Did he paint these stones or did I? Who left the pots in the hut by the jetty? Who formed the museum under the sea? Who fell silently to his death into the frozen waters? Who erected this godforsaken aerial in the first place? Did this whole island rise to the surface of my stomach, forcing the gulls to take flight?
Luminous paint. Is that the luminous paint or just white lines and just this? It's so visually pleasing, this whole game, or visual novel, or interactive story, or whatever you'd like to call it. It's just.
We shall begin to assemble our own version.
It's a burnt-out card.
We will scrawl in dead languages and electrical diagrams and hide them away for future theologians to muse and mumble over. We will send a letter to Esther Donnelly and demand her answer. We will mix the paint with ashes and tarmac and the glow from our infections. We will paint a moon over the Sanford Junction and blue lights falling like stars along the hard shoulder.
It just gets better and better, oh my god. Vapor trails in the sky there. And there's our goal. Breathtaking scenery. Ah, yeah, that must be the, yeah. Those must be the white lines. Okay, let's right, let's move on. Don't know what that last bit was about. That seemed a bit. Stop looking at the sky, Shiro.
There were chemical diagrams on the mug he gave me coffee in, sticky at the handle where his hands shook.
Yeah.
He worked for a pharmaceutical company with an office based on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. He'd been travelling back from a sales conference in Exeter, forming a strategic vision for the peddling of antacid yogurt to the European market.
Antacid
You could trace the connections with your finger, join the dots, and whole new compounds would be summoned into activity.
A light from heaven shone around him, I think. A light from heaven shone around him. What is that, a shed?
From here, I can see my armada. I collected all the letters I'd ever meant to send to you, if I'd have ever made it to the mainland, but had instead collected at the bottom of my rucksack, and I spread them out along the lost beach. Then I took each and every one, and I folded them into boats. I folded you into the creases, and then, as the sun was setting, I set the fleet to sail. Shattered into 21 pieces, I consigned you to the Atlantic, and I sat here until I'd watched all of you sink.
Did me return? Let's see what's in this little shed here. There's a bit of light coming from there. On a sudden, a light from heaven shone around him, and he fell to the ground. Yeah, are those eggs? Huh, cool. More paint, yeah. I would recommend buying Dear Esther, because it has been quite enjoyable, really, and I think, well, rather than watching on YouTube or watching me mumble over the gameplay, I think it'd be.
I will drag my leg behind me. I will drag it like a crumpled hatchback, tires blown and sparking across the dimming lights of my vision. I'm running out of painkillers, and am following the flicker of the moon home. When Paul keeled over dead on the road to Damascus, they restarted his heart with the jump leads from a crumpled hatchback. It took 21 attempts to convince it to wake up.
Do you see that? Top right screen? Oh, I see you, man. One of you commented in the on episode 2 that apparently I missed one. Yeah, let's try go over to you now. No. All right, whatever. Yeah, I missed one of the ghost spottings in episode 2, but I didn't realize there were ghosts in this to spot.
I've begun my voyage in a paper boat without a bottom. I will fly to the moon in it. I've been folded along a crease in time, a weakness in the sheet of life. Now you've settled on the opposite side of the paper to me. I can see your traces in the ink that soaks through the fibre, the pulped vegetation. When we become waterlogged and the cage disintegrates, we will intermingle. When this paper aeroplane leaves the cliff edge and carves parallel vapor trails in the dark, we will come together.
And he was proceeding, and as he was proceeding on his journey. Anyway, I was saying that it was quite enjoyable for me to play this, and maybe it's enjoyable for you to watch. But I think you'd get more enjoyment playing it firsthand. Not saying don't watch me. I'm just saying, you know, have a look at it yourself. And was come near. Okay, this is. And he.
If only Donnelly had experienced this, he would have realized he was his own shoreline, as am I. Just as I am becoming this island, so he became his syphilis, retreating into the burning synapses, the stones, the infection.
That's lovely. was criticised for not looking in...
Returning to my car afterwards, hands still shaking, and a head split open by the impact. Goodbye to tearful aunts and traumatized uncles. Goodbye to the phenomenal. Goodbye to the tangible. Goodbye Wolverhampton. Goodbye Sanford. Goodbye Cromer. Goodbye Damascus. This cliff path is slippery in the dew. It is hard to climb with such an infection. I must carve out the bad flesh and sling it from the aerial. I must become infused with the very air.
I've forgotten what I was saying now. Oh yeah, I was criticised for not looking down, you know, tight spots, or well, just spots off the normal course on, I think, in episode 1. Just so I'm trying to look at everything now, or as much as I can see possible to look at. Okay. Somebody will know what that said. Because I don't really feel like trying to read this and then backing off a cliff, so... Are those vapor trails? No, wasn't.
He was not drunk, Esther. He was not drunk at all. He had not drunk with Donnelly or spat Jakobsen back at the sea. He had not careered across the lost shores and terminal beaches of this nascent archipelago. He did not intend his bonnet to be crumpled like a spent tissue by the impact. His windscreen was not star-studded all over like a map of the heavens. His paintwork etched with circuit diagrams, strange fish to call the gulls away. The phosphorescence of the skid marks lighting the M5 all the way from Exeter to Damascus.
So, what are we hoping to achieve here?
I am the Ariel. In my passing, I will send news to each and every star.
Okay, I think I know where this is going.
Dear Esther, I have burnt my belongings, my books, this
There's
death
my control.
certificate. Mine will be written all across this island. Who was Jakobsen? Who remembers him? Donnelly has written of him, but who was Donnelly? Who remembers him? I have painted, carved, hewn, scored into this space all that I could draw from him. There will be another to these shores to remember me. I will rise from the ocean like an island without bottom, come together like a stone, become an aerial, a beacon, that they will not forget you. We've always been drawn here. One day the gulls will return and nest in our bones and our history. I will look to my left and see Esther Donnelly flying beside me. I will look to my right and see Paul Jakobsen flying beside me. They will leave white lines carved into the air to reach the mainland, where help will be sent.
Yep. And there we have it. Oh, hang on. Well, I'm sure there's supposed to be something happening, right? Yeah, okay. Don't worry, it's a black screen for me too. Is something supposed to be happening here, or? Well, I'll end it off here, because I'm not convinced anything else is going to come of this. But if it does, you know, you'll see the full ending, and if it just, you'll know when it happens. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'm sure, and well, I hope you've enjoyed this Let's Play of Dear Esther, and yeah, I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.